Good evening, friends, and welcome to Religious Emblem Information Night for Scouts BSA. I'm Pastor Nathaniel Chrisman. We're going live from Oak Grove Lutheran Church. I'm the pastor here at Oak Grove. But feel free to share this anywhere that it might be helpful for Scouts who want to learn more about that Religious Emblem program. Why have a Religious Emblem program? So one of the parts of the Scout law, that 12th part, is a Scout is reverent. And I really think that the Religious Emblem program is one of the key ways that a Scout lives into that part of the law. You know, another thing that a Scout program may do is designate someone to pray at meal times, do a Scout's own service. And all of those things are great ways to engage that theme of reverence. But nothing comes as deep as the Religious Emblem program, which really allows a Scout to really dig into their own faith, the faith of their family, and really come to an understanding of what that faith means to them. So one great reason to do it is because it's part of the Scout law and part of the Scout oath that a Scout is reverent. And through the oath, obedience to the law, a Scout is reverent. Also, doing the Religious Emblem program gives a Scout the opportunity to earn their knot. And that knot is for all Scouts, Cubs, and at the troop level. And that knot goes on their uniform, and they have it for the rest of their life. I would show it off, but I never went through the program as a youth. But it's been a joy and a pleasure to work with Scouts to earn that knot now. And it sits right above their pocket, and they get to wear it for the rest of their life. And it's one of the few things that they can earn as a Cub that carries over into the troop level. So it gives them the opportunity to earn this and have it for the rest of their life. Then also, commonly presented to a Scout that earns their Religious Emblem is a medallion. And that medallion, or sometimes what they call the emblem, that emblem sets over top of that knot. And the Scouts get to wear that proudly when they go to special occasions or more formal events. And it just shows their dedication to that sense of reverence and that they take that seriously. So I would encourage, whether you're a parent or a leader, that you work with Scouts to create the Religious Emblem program in your organization. I'll give you one story. We started the program a few years back when I still am chaplain of PAC 444, at the time new to that. And we decided we'd kick off this Religious Emblem program, and we started it with an ice cream social and an ice cream potluck, in which I would encourage. It's a great way to engage families, and kids, of course, will absolutely come out to make their own ice cream sundae. So they came out for their ice cream, and we talked about the Religious Emblem, and we got 28 kids, 28 Scouts to kick off that program across the religious spectrum. Now, you heard Oak Grove Lutheran Church. Oak Grove is part of the Lutheran denomination. But the Religious Emblem program is across all of the religious beliefs that participate in it, and there are many. I'm going to have Mrs. Chrisman, my wife, she's working on the Facebook side of things, which, by the way, if you ever have any questions or comments, post it on there, and she will engage that. But I'll have her share that medallion picture. There's a picture that shows all the different medallions and the different faiths then that you have an opportunity to earn in. So when we did it with PAC 444, we had several different Christian denominations, and we had a non-Christian family as well that was Jewish, and they did their Jewish emblem. And it was great to see some Catholic boys and girls and some Protestant boys and girls and a Jewish family, and they're all wearing that knot, that blue and silver knot or purple and silver knot, and then their medallion for their faith. showing their dedication to their faith. And it's just a wonderful, rewarding thing. I got a thumbs up. Mrs. Chrisman, does that mean it got posted? Oh, is that a thumbs down? You're working on it. Okay, well, we'll work on that and we'll get that to you. But so that's just a cool thing to see. And I would encourage that you endeavor to do that with your Scout program. It's worth it. Another reason, especially at the Cub level, at each rank, the Scouts have to work on the religious, or they have the option to work on their religious emblem. If you look at that rank requirement, it names the religious emblem as an option at the Cub level. You'll notice it's one of many. However, if you do the religious emblem, you have covered all the rest. So the religious emblem in and of itself finishes that rank, that requirement specific to each Cub rank. And there is one specific to each Cub rank starting from Tiger all the way to AOL. So that's a good reason to do it. It allows the family to engage that in a very official way and get that done and get that box checked off in a meaningful way for their rank requirement. So for tonight, I want to talk a little more briefly about how the program works, and then I want to open it up to question. And we are really thin in the house tonight, and so I'm going to invite most of our questions, I hope, come from Facebook. So if you have any questions, please put it in the comment feed. And my wife, Mrs. Chrisman, is going to go ahead and work to engage those. Let me know if any questions come up so I can address those questions. I see a thumbs up. Does that mean that it got...
No questions right now, but I will if I get one.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, okay, good, thank you. Yeah, so we're hollering back and forth at each other. So I want to thank her for being here and running that. And I also want to thank Mr. Gehring, who's running IT and audio for us tonight as well. It's good to have friends. Okay, so religious emblem, how this program works. So a Scout, you're going to kick off the religious emblem program with your family, with your Scout. First, you have to know the faiths represented in your group. And the first step to that is to simply ask. You got to get to know your Scouts. Ask them, what faith group are you participating in the religious emblem? If it's a Protestant group, so that is any of the generic Christian groups, I mean Lutheran, Methodist, Presbyterian, non-denominational, Baptist, all of those would be under the Pray program for the most part, P-R-A-Y. And Mrs. Chrisman can share that link too for the Pray program. It's prayhub.org, I believe. We can double check that and we'll share that momentarily. But for most of the people I imagine listening today, that's what you're going to need to check out. And that shows, one of the examples of that is here in this God in Me, which this is for, I'm going to say Tigers. I'm pretty sure this is for the Tiger age group. The God in Me, and this is the Pray program. You can see it's a Christian program with that cross. Now the Catholic program is different. So if you have Catholic families, Catholic Scouts, or your family is Catholic, you're going to want to pursue a different program, not the Pray program. It looks a little different. The best way to do that is to approach your religious organization, approach the priest, or whoever it is that manages that in your parish, and ask them, do you know anything about the religious emblem program? Is there anyone who you could go to get information? Our family would like to do that. St. Ferdinand's in Cranberry has done that program many times with Scouts from our pack. I think they're a great resource. If you need help getting connected to them or to other Scout families that know how to work that program in the Catholic faith, let me know in the comments or text or email me directly. I think I named, I'm the pastor here at Oak Grove, but I'm also the Beaver Valley chaplain for the Beaver Valley District Scouts BSA. And so I'm very available and willing to help you. I want to see your family succeed in that. So whether it's Catholic, Protestant or any religious group, I want to help you succeed. We found that for families of the Jewish faith, the Pittsburgh Jewish Council on Scouting in Pittsburgh, very well, got an excellent setup program. They can help you. Definitely reach out to me. I can connect you with contacts in that route as well. If you're not Catholic, Jewish, or in a generic Christian program or religious institution, then I want to help you, but I don't have those contacts firsthand. Reach out to me. I will help you make those contacts as well. So you can see even how the booklets are designed a little different. So the Catholic program and the Pray program. And so the Pray program is the one I'm most familiar with. It's the one I've used personally. And they have 5 booklets now. They have one for lions. They have one for tigers and wolves. And then I'm getting this right. There's 3 at the cub level and 2 at the troop level. 3 at the cub level, 2 at the troop level. And so it's lions, and then I think it's tigers, wolves, and bear. It's what?
Isn't it lions, tigers, wolf?
My wife is hollering at me here. Okay, we think that they've changed it recently. We think it's now lions and tigers, wolves and bears, Weeblo and AOL, and that makes a lot of sense. And then also now 2 booklets at the troop level for 6th through 8th grade and 9th through 12th. So I give you a sense of what these things look like here. The Pray program lines these out by color, right? And you can see the title's a little different. This one's God and Me, Jesus and Me, God and Church, God and Life, God and Family. So you want to find the booklet that works for your family. So to be clear, if you're doing it Catholic or Jewish, you're going to want to reach out to your synagogue or your parish, wherever that might be. You're going to want to reach out to them directly, because that organization has specific guidelines around how they do it. In general, the encouragement is that you reach out to the congregation in which you're part of. Reach out to the congregation in which you're part of and ask them. Your pastor, more than likely, is going to be very willing to help you, even if they don't know anything about it. They're going to be very willing to help you. So I encourage you to reach out. The next question I always get asked is, what if I'm not part of any church? Then you need to pick what you would like to work through, right? So the Pray program would be, I would suggest, an obvious choice for most families. It's going to be the right choice. But you need to decide, because it is specific to a religious affiliation. There is not a non-religious program for the Religious Emblem program. You do need to be connected to a religious institution at some level. So you're going to have to pick. So ideally, you reach out to the religious institution you're part of. For most, you can also do it at home with your family. So if you're using the Pray program, for example, that's something you can do at home with your family. If you're doing it with the Catholic Church or with a Jewish community or with the Islamic community, you're going to need to reach out to them directly. You may not be able to do it at home on your own. It may require that a rabbi or imam or a priest sign off on that process. But if you're doing the Pray program, you can do that at home. You do not need to have a religious leader sign off on that. So first, you're going to look at your religious institution. Then you're going to consider options at home if the religious institution is not a good choice for you. And then thirdly, I'm going to offer opportunities. So if you're interested in doing it with me, and that would be the Pray program specifically, that's what I'm connected to. If you're interested in doing it with me, November 7th is going to be a class for the Weeblo and AOL group. So if you're a Weeblo and AOL group, and also I'm going to do a class for the 6th through 8th grader. That's going to be late Sunday afternoon. And there'll be several weeks of that. But that starting November 7th, in the late afternoon, a class for Webelow AOL and a class for 6th through 8th graders. So if you're interested in those programs, I'm open to that. Now, if you've got a younger scout and you go, Pastor, help us with these scouts and younger groups or older groups at the troop level, happy to help. Happy to help. The other document Mrs. Chrisman will share is the frequently asked questions document. And that may be simply, actually I think I put that with simply the scouting.org /religious emblem / whatever that might be. So Mrs. Chrisman's going to share that.
I already shared that because I couldn't do the picture of the emblem thing, so I
Okay,
shared that.
so Mrs. Chrisman said she shared that already. Under there, you can find that frequently asked question list. I have my own that's a little more developed, and so if you want to reach out to me directly, I can help you with that. Again, any questions, please put them in the comments so I can ask. Any questions later on, feel free to contact me so I can help you with that. So, you've decided you're going to start the program. Let's say you're going to use the Pray program. You're going to get booklets for the Scout. You can get them at your Scout shop. Most of the time, they're right there. You can go pick some up. If you're going to get a whole bunch of them, you may want to call ahead of time. They can get them shipped in. You can buy the booklets for the Pray program straight off of the Pray Hub website that Mrs. Chrisman shared. They're on there. You can go to the shop, the online store. You can order them from there. You're going to want to get the student workbook. The student workbook, you need that. That's a must. They'll also ask if you want a counselor manual and an adult mentor workbook. So you can see there's 3 types here: student, counselor, adult mentor. For families, I really think you can get away, at the Cub level, I really think you can get away with God and Me. I mean, don't tell anybody I said that. But I really think you can get away with God and Me. I think it's self-explanatory. If you have any education, education training especially, the Scout workbook is going to be enough. If you're doing it with a group, so you're the designated person, maybe you're the den leader, you're going to work with it with your group, go for it. Make sure you check with families first, go for it. If you're going to do it, I would also encourage getting the counselor manual. The counselor manual will help give you helpful tools on how to do the student workbook well. It is helpful. It is worthwhile. I would consider getting the counselor manual for that. I have never used the adult mentor workbook. I obviously have some. I've never found it helpful. Maybe with your families you'll find it helpful, then go for it. So you can consider that as an option or not. So that's the Pray program. You've decided you're going to do it. You had some kind of sign-up night. You got a group of people, or simply your family has decided to do it. You figured out what program you use because of your family's religious beliefs, and you've reached out to your religious institution. They're going to help you. Great. They're not going to help you. You've decided to do it on your own. Wonderful. If you've decided, no, I want help, and I don't know where to go, you've reached out to me. Or let me know November 7th. Like I said, we're gonna kick that off, and I will help you get through that program. So any of the above, if I can help you with any of those steps, please let me know. Let's say they've earned now. They've done their workbook. For most of it, you can do it in about 4 sessions. So about 4 hours. With the younger groups, the Lions and the Tigers, I would go 35 minutes, no longer than that. And I think you can do it well in 35 minutes, maybe even a little less if needed. But 35 minutes is about right. With the older groups, I would set aside an hour. At the troop level, I have not yet done it personally at the troop level, so I can let you know how that goes as I get that started in my son's troop. I have heard stories of scoutmasters who have walked it through with their troop and done unbelievable, fantastic things. And so if you really feel called to really engage in that, really engage the religious community in that process, all the power to you. If you feel like, oh boy, I don't want it to be that involved, we're simply going to do the workbook together, that's fine too. And if I can help you with that process, let me know. But plan more time to do it at the troop level than you would at the cub level. I mean, exponentially. The older they are, you can just kind of assume more time. The younger they are, take less time to do it. And I really think you can do the tiger one well in 35 minutes. I've done it with tigers in about 35 minutes. It worked good. The kids were enjoy. I'll tell you, for the Pray program, every time I've done a class, I've done, I don't know, a half a dozen now. Every time I've done it, the kids have loved it. And it is a good program. It's worth doing. I would definitely consider it. So, you've done it, you've finished, you've succeeded, now what? Depending on the religious institution you did it with. So if you've done it with the Catholic Church, you need to get the priest to sign off on it. The priest will sign off on it, and then the institution will purchase the medallion or the emblem that hangs under the knot. The knot should be awarded as part of the pack or troop. Whenever they give out awards, whatever your tradition is, with your unit, that knot should be awarded at that time. The emblem gets awarded at the religious institution. And I've had the opportunity to provide scouts with that emblem here in this space, and some of those scouts did not earn their emblem with me. They earned it with other places, and they still came, and I was happy to award them that at a worship space. Most pastors are happy to do that, especially if you're in that Pray program. So there's a award night where they'll get that emblem. The knot goes on throughout the rest of their life in scouting. That gets awarded at the pack or troop level. The emblem gets awarded by the religious institution. Whatever that religious institution is that your family chose to work through, it gets awarded at a ceremony at that time. It's great to include it as part of worship. It really promotes scouting, and it shows that scouting cares about families' faith. And so I would endeavor to do that as much as possible. There is a cost associated to that. If you're using the Pray program, you can all find that on Pray Hub. Different programs have different places they can purchase that from. Questions, Mrs. Chrisman? No questions. Is there anything that you personally feel like I'm overlooking?
I can't think of anything. You earn the knot once, and then you can earn the emblems at all those different stages.
Yeah, Mrs. Chrisman just reminded you earn the knot that goes on your uniform one time, but you can earn, that's a good point. So you can earn this. Which one? This is the one that you earn as a tiger. You can earn this one as a tiger, and then you can earn this one as a bear or a wolf, and then and this one you can earn as a Weeblo AOL, and you can earn them all, right? So scouts can work on them, and I would encourage that you endeavor to do that. So every couple of years, a scout can earn the next religious emblem and just continue to build upon that. So maybe you have a scout that's really dedicated and has done that with their families. There's various awards you could give them. On this back thing here, I set some up. But on Pray Hub, you can buy these temporary patches that you can hang off of your uniform. They all say duty to God. They have various images on them. That's an option. If you're going to be a counselor, you have the option of purchasing for the Pray program a neckerchief that can go on your uniform. That could also be something that you choose to purchase. These are optional items that could be awards for scouts. Perhaps have gone above or beyond, or a counselor that's been doing it for years and takes that role on. Could have a neckerchief as part of that as well. Okay. I hope this was helpful. I hope it helped address some of your questions. I would love to hear from you. I would love to see that you're going to kick this program off in your unit. Again, it's for Cubs and for boys and girls at the troop level. So it's for anyone. It's for any religious institution. And if you are struggling or in between religious organizations right now, pick one and you decide to work on it with whatever other scouts are in your unit, or you can reach out to me. I will help facilitate that. I want to be available to you. Let me know how I can help you with that process. I wish you well. Last call for questions or comments? Okay. Well, friends, have a good night.